Hi.
Hey.
How are ya?
How are ya?
That's what you do to me.
Is it?
You do that? I feel like you do sometimes. Like, how are ya?
I don't know where I got that from. I think that's something that me and my sisters and my mom did.
No, I feel like that's from like a old school. I don't even know.
We got it from
Show?
somewhere. We
Like
got it
a
from
old
somewhere,
school
but we do
show?
it together is what I'm saying. To
Oh.
each other.
What's the name of the old song that used to go? Those were the days.
Those
Yeah.
were the days.
Yeah. Then Archie, something. How are ya? Right?
I think so.
Okay, I don't know the name of them. Anyway,
Hello, guys. Welcome back. I am Beautiful.
and I am Ace.
And we are
Together real bad. You forgot real quick that was your responsibility.
No, I thought you were going to say hi as well.
Oh,
That's what I was waiting for.
I thought I already. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. at
Anyway.
all. Happy Juneteenth. Reloaded.
Yeah, because what? By the time you guys hear this, it'll be, we're recording this on Friday.
Yeah.
So it is actually July 4th. And you guys will be hearing this on Tuesday.
And we will be
next week in Vegas. So we are pre-recording this. And yes, it's the 4th of July, but it's just another day to me, especially with what we're dealing with in this country right now. I don't ever, when Juneteenth became a holiday, an official holiday, I knew I wasn't going to celebrate July 4th the same.
Really?
Again. Yeah.
I never thought about it until this year. I was like, I'm over it.
I knew I wasn't going to celebrate it the same. So it's just another day for me. However, I am going to go eat some food.
Period.
and be in fellowship with some friends and family. So I am excited for that. But as far as what today stands for, I
not a
couldn't
damn
give a
thing. That's so bad.
It is what it is.
Anyway, before I forget, this is a Patreon episode. If you would like to watch the Patreon visuals as well as support the pod, it's $5 a month. We would appreciate it. So you get to see the visuals. You get to see every other episode. You get to watch every other episode on Patreon, and then the off episode we put on YouTube. I feel like at some point maybe they will all go to Patreon. Thoughts?
That's the goal.
That is the goal. So if you want to support, please do. It's at together.real.badpod on Patreon, TikTok, and Instagram. Boom. That's how you do that. Because I've been doing them separately and I don't know why. They're all the same. And it just dawned on me just now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's that. And how are you?
I'm doing all right. I am dreading having to pack. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really don't feel like doing it.
I can tell. I'm like, hey, pack. I am. You're more into Love Island right now than anything on this earth.
I have to catch up. There's so much going on. Yes, I do.
You will, though.
And
just
I will.
relax.
I don't need to relax. I need to catch up.
Oh my gosh. It's TV, bro.
It is TV.
It's not that serious.
All right. Well, I need to watch my show. I feel like how
you
older
have
people
FOMO real bad. That's what that is.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't have FOMO. I don't want to be on Love Island. I don't want
fear of missing out because you got to catch up so badly. Of what's going on.
It's more so like I'm tired of people talking about it and me not being able to contribute to the conversation because I have not made it to that part yet.
FOMO.
I don't fear missing out. I don't think that falls under that. Y'all can
let us know.
Sure. Let her know because I don't give a damn. But I'm gonna continue to catch up as much as I can because it's getting spicy. And I'm tired of seeing spoilers too. Like I want to be able to like be on time with everything so that when I'm scrolling down Instagram, I don't see a spoiler and be tempted to click on it because I'm gonna click on it.
Click on it. Who cares?
Me. You don't get annoyed when I'm telling you like, oh no, she gonna stay because this is happening in a later episode.
If you tell me it, you tell me. I mean, it's fine.
That's funny you say that about that now, but like when we watching movies and I be talking.
That's different. I don't want to hear you talk through the movie and it's a movie. Like I want the movie to unfold, but this is something that is going to continuously have peaks and valleys and things that are going on. But a movie, I do want to watch a movie through.
Okay.
without hearing you recite Mrs. Doubtfire every single word.
It's a classic.
That doesn't mean I want to.
If you don't know Miss Doubtfire, you're too young for me. For us. For our generation.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't know how to.
Yeah, it's already out there. Don't worry about it.
But more so like you're too young for the conversation. Like we can't really talk if you don't know Miss Doubtfire. That was like a huge part of my bringing up. My upbringing, I should say.
Okay.
Start with Let me say why it's a pretty big part of my upbringing. So I've uncovered with my therapist that my family doesn't communicate well. And I feel like that's kind of the same for a lot of Black families. And the reason why I say that is because when my mom got divorced, instead of actually talking to us about divorce and explaining what it is and what happens, she put on this movie, Miss Doubtfire. And it became my favorite movie since
put the movie on to explain divorce, or she just put it on to make y'all feel better.
I don't know. I think it was probably both. Like give an explanation as to what divorce is, what it looks like when people split up, but then like, in the end of the movie, the parents are still friends.
Okay.
Eventually that happened with my parents, but I feel like that was just, she didn't know exactly how to tell us or what to tell us. So she used the movie to explain it to us, which is a cop out a little bit, a little bit. But
yes and no. I mean, they use visual. People, I feel like it's a thing, but she should have also sat down and said,
yes,
hey,
yes.
Like,
that's what I was
did you
about to
notice
say.
anything in this movie? This
Yeah.
is what your dad and I are going through.
Yeah.
And, like,
definitely a conversation should have been had after watching the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
But but ever since then, it's been my favorite movie growing up. And every time it's on TV or if I choose to watch it, I'm going to say the lines. It's very nostalgic for me.
I don't want to hear the lines, but that's okay. We're not going to ever watch it together.
Whoa. Oh, I was supposed to say what?
We're not going to watch it together, so we don't have to worry about that.
All right. Yeah. Living Out Loud. Did I ask you how you are?
No.
How are you, baby?
She don't love me, y'all.
Don't even put that shit in the universe, because that is not true.
I'm good. Like you, I'm fine with packing because I've come to the point in my life where I just put shit in a bag.
I know.
Like I used to worry about, what I'm going to wear, the shoes and all that. I'm tired. I don't. I don't know if you saw the lady that was like the We Don't Care gang or something. If you're over 40, like she had an article in the Wall Street Journal written about her, but I saw her on TikTok one time and she was just like, we don't care. We ain't got to wear a bra. We don't care. We don't care if our feet ashy. Like all of these things that you really slowly start relinquishing when you get older. Like you start to not necessarily care as much what other people think about you. And I very much can relate to that. Yeah. Yes. Like I care. Like I want to look good. I want to look nice for you. Like I don't want to be out here bummy. Right. But at the same time, the energy to care like that is, I'm over it. It's just, it doesn't matter what other people think. It truly, truly doesn't. It doesn't affect my life in any way. I want to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable in my skin. I want to live my life the way I want to live my life. And that's where I am at the ripe, young, old age of 43. So
43, y'all.
43.
Look at it. Look at the material.
I know I'll be looking at my forehead like, oh my God, look at these wrinkles. Anyway. But yeah, I'm good. The packing is going to be fine. The travel, the getting to the airport, the checking in, the getting on the flight, that's the stuff that I'm like, where I used to be excited about it. Now I'm like, oh my God. Then when you get there, you got to find an Uber, like all these things that lead up to you getting there. And then you get there and then you got to turn right back around and leave. So,
yeah. And on top of that, Southwest is charging for baggage. And I just,
we're gonna try our best to take that one little bag, because first they charge you for a bag, and then if it's over 50 pounds, they charge you $100. What?
That's on some flights. That's a whole nother seat.
Yeah, for sure. This flight wasn't that expensive. It was like $500 for both of us round trip, which I don't deem is very expensive considering what flights can be. So to then have to turn around and pay $100 if we go over 50 pounds, hell no. Not at all. But yeah, I have some things that I want to finish before we leave, so I can maybe try and have a vacation without working, but probably not. Then thinking about tomorrow, which is Pride Southside.
Oh yeah,
We'll be vending there. We'll be vending Gem Junkies there, Tooth Gems and grills. It won't even matter because this will be out
after the fact. Dang.
Last thing though, we did do a pop-up in Bronzeville at Boxville, which it's not like we only made like one sale, but I think like you said when we were talking about it, it's more so of the visibility and people knowing that we exist because there's interest there. But for everybody, grills isn't like a
spur of the moment type of
an
thing.
impulse buy.
Yeah.
And neither is Tooth Gems really at this point in the game. I think they will be because they are starting to make their way into Chicago and people are knowing about them. And I really think after Love Island is done and people are like, damn, what's that? That's cool. That's cool. And they connect to like, oh, that's what dude had in his mouth, or oh, that's what she had in her mouth. Yeah. That there will have some demand or more demand for it. Because a Black Boy Art Show, we definitely had demand for it. So that tells me. But those type of people I feel like are ahead of the game a little bit, like artsy people. Like they kind of
get
know.
it.
Yeah, they get it. And I don't think people get it yet. But y'all will, don't worry. So yeah, that's it. There you go. Living out loud.
Living out loud. I don't know exactly what I did to live out loud, but you mentioned something. So there was a prompt. You know how like they do those prompts on Instagram, and it was like, wait, I think do I still have it up? I don't think I have it up, but I think you did comment on it.
It was like women who love women.
Yeah.
Something
like that. And you were like, oh yeah. So I found it. It said girls who like girls. That was the prompt. Then I posted that to my story with me in a video.
With a rainbow.
And you commented, I love this, living out loud in all caps. And I didn't think of it as living out loud in that moment, but I guess it is, especially with it being Pride Month.
Pride Month is over, but
well, yeah, it is.
Fine.
Dang.
Extended.
It's the 4th. God dang it.
Extended because I mean which in and of itself is a completely different topic, but the fact that we have like 2 or 3 different prides is very counterintuitive. However, it's still kind of Pride Month because Pride is this weekend, Southside Pride is this weekend, and then there's also stuff going on with Urban Pride, and there used to be something called Black Pride that used to be at Rainbow Beach. I don't know if that is Urban Pride now or what, but again, the fact that there's 2 or 3 different prides is just. I get it because they want something for the South Side. Like everybody can't get up north or want to go up north.
I mean, and there aren't things up there for us. To be honest with you, it's all scattered.
Yeah, there isn't, but it is also what you make it. Like it's not for us, but if we want to have a good time, like we got to go up there, which is shitty. Yeah. Which is part of the reason why I'm like, I really want to stay on the South Side, like with Gem Junkies. I don't know. Every time I think about it, it pisses me off because the South Side is very vibrant and there are so many little like areas that could have like a Dave and Buster's like experience, that could have like a Nobody's Darling experience, which is a lesbian owned bar up north. Like the fact that they felt like they had to take that up north is just like, it just sucks,
Yeah.
But we are on the South Side and people don't respect your shit. And so I get it. But at the same time, there are areas that will respect your shit. So it's just, it's disappointing.
Very.
But off my tangent.
All right. Well, that was my living out loud. Onto pop culture. Queer Ultimatum. How do you feel about this season?
Interesting. I thought you were going to do Love Island.
That's next.
Oh, we doing both?
Just touching on them. I'm not going to even go into detail.
Okay. Well, to touch on it, I don't like it as much as I like the first one.
Yeah.
Although I still do like it. I think that AJ, I think is her name, is a very interesting character, and how she said, I understand she says that I can find something to like about everybody, but you telling everybody the same thing is, yeah. And the other I like, I can't think of her name, but she's with the girl that's toxic that went and got the tattoo. Yeah, I like Megan is her name. What's her girlfriend's name?
Her girlfriend's name, hold on, I could tell you 1 second.
It don't matter. she's toxic, and
Dana.
Okay, she's toxic, and I'm glad Megan stood up to her. And I feel like she's the most mature one emotionally on this show. So, overall viewing experience, I give it a 7. Like, it's worth the watch, but I just don't think they got the right kind of people this time for some reason.
Yeah, the couples are odd to me.
Yeah.
I like the last season better than this first season. I think because I loved Yoli. That's just my girl in my head. And there's so much stupid shit happening on this season that's on now, the second season. I have a post here that you sent me, actually, that I definitely agree with.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to go through it.
The whole thing?
Not reading everything. Just the ratings.
Okay.
Just the ratings.
Just trying to keep this episode to.
It's gonna be short. Yes, we do gotta go. We do gotta go. So this post came from Samas, I think, on TikTok. Her handle is Sama RRYSB. So the credit goes out to her for this. You hit the nail on the head. So you gave Mel a 6 out of 10. I'm sorry, not Mel, Marie a 6 out of 10. She was an ultimatum giver. I used to like Mel. I think she started off great. And then something about her towards the end of the first set of episodes, just fell off for me. Don't like her. Mel would not recommend. She was an ultimatum receiver from Marie. She is a 1 out of 10. Yeah, trash. Dana, also trash, 1 out of 10. She was an ultimatum giver, and she was partnered with Mel. They both trash together. They can both drop, and I would be fine. Megan is, as you spoke about already, is the most emotional, mature person on the show, in my opinion, aside from Brittany. I like Brittany too. And she is a 9 out of 10 for me. She was an ultimatum receiver from Dana. Haley, 10 out of 10. I would say 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, in that range.
Haley's the one with the curly
She was
mullet.
red-haired. No, red hair.
Oh, she was with Megan.
She was partnered with Megan, yes. Okay, yeah. But her partner is Pilar, the Asian, who they've been together for 10 years. And I'm not waiting 10 years. Okay.
Well, you better get the getting.
What?
Introduce me to your mom or your dad.
All right. Pilar, 6 out of 10. Same thing with Marie. She was okay at the beginning, and then something just fell off for me with her. So she's in the middle. Kyle, they are up and down for me. No, not up and down. Just in the middle. Nothing special. Nothing bad. Just blah. Bridget, loved her. Super sweet. She's super cute. I love her curls. She gets an 8 out of 10. And I like that she is not afraid of confrontation and the way that she handles conflict. Really love that about her. She was an ultimatum receiver from Kyle. Ashley was a 7 out of 10. Yeah, ultimatum giver. And she was partnered with Marita, who was a 4 out of 10. She was just blah, just same as Kyle. It was nothing great, nothing bad about her. She did want romance. She's a hopeless romantic. And so she had planned to partner with AJ, but AJ played all of them. And that's when Bridget called her out on it. But anyway, yes, 4 out of 10 for Marita. She just blah. All right, Brittany, Black Girl Queen, love you. 8 out of 10. Ultimatum giver to AJ, which I don't even know why y'all are together. I don't see that for you. I think that you deserve more. You're a beautiful girl. You can literally have any girl that you want. And I don't think that AJ is the one for you, because AJ is for everybody. And she is a 4 out of 10. And she was an ultimatum receiver from Brittany. And that's all I got on that.
We'll do Love Island next time.
We don't have to get into Love Island. I'm not really even caught up. I love Love Island. My favorite person is Shelly. Second favorite person is Alandria. Third favorite person is Sierra. Period. That's it.
Okay.
Amaya is funny. I like her little accent. I think she probably would do better just speaking Spanish the entire rest of the season, because she fucking up a lot of our English words, which English is a stupid language. I get it. I say it all the time, but Lord, it's funny. I like her. She's a ball of energy, and I think she's really cute. That's all I got.
Okay. Black owned business highlight, which she doesn't even know that we're doing this, but Iced Box. It's like ICEDBOXX, I think it is. When we did our pop-up at Boxville, she was right next to us. She sells, even though I haven't had any, the most amazing cookies, apparently. I took photographs for her some months back so that she can start to develop her website, yada, yada, yada. But if you say they're good, I believe they're good.
Fire.
They look good.
My favorite one from her is the brown butter sugar cookie.
Yes, that's the first one I bought to you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
fire, y'all. It's super, super good. One thing that I will say, like they're about this big.
That's a good size.
That's
cookie.
a really good size cookie.
Yeah.
And they're about this thick. They're soft. They're just, everything is just great about them. Ugh. Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Unfortunately, I can't partake in that. So I was trying to find her website and I can't. Anyhow, shout out to her. You can find her at Boxville, or if you just want to know more about her, hit us up. I'll tell you. I'll give you her information if you want to just support. Her name is Jacqueline, and that's Icebox Cookies.
Does she have a permanent box there now?
No, she's just doing the pop-ups on Wednesday. That's what I was telling her. Like, girl, just go ahead and get the box. It'll pay for itself. But I know when we spoke initially, she was saying that she was going through a couple things and she wasn't sure if she was ready. And so I was like, okay. But you know me, I just be throwing caution to the wind. Like, we'll figure it out when we get it.
Right. And that shit scares the hell out of me. So
I mean, how else are you going to do it? Because perfection is the enemy of progress. And you be trying to get stuff perfect. And I'll be like, no.
It's the gymnast in me.
I understand that. I mean, you need to let that shit go.
I know. I'm working on it.
Okay. All right. We gonna do what we gonna do, regardless of if it don't work, it don't work. If it worked, we figured that shit out and we gonna keep it moving. Black Pride we talked about, vacation we talked about. So on to the main topic. So we briefly touched on this the last episode, and shout out to Tonette was like, yes, this would be a good idea. So it's basically, I don't know what it's gonna be called yet, but we're basically talking about traveling with, I expanded it, traveling with each other, traveling with family, and traveling with friends.
Oh.
And I mean, we'll touch a little bit here and there, but I just feel like those are all different boxes.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta low key govern yourself
accordingly
in each one of those.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll touch on, I guess, kind of what brought this up. And I want to preface this by saying that it's no shade, it's no tea to anybody. These are just the conversations that we had. These are just the feelings that I was feeling at the time. And so, yeah, put that out there. So we went to New Orleans. I think we talked about we went to New Orleans. And initially you were going to go with them, right?
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, it's my birthday. Can we just go together? We got the house down there. We haven't been down there. Perfect opportunity.
I actually brought it to you because my coworkers were like, hey, let's do a trip together, whatever. And we were like, okay, where are y'all thinking? Mm-hmm. And New Orleans came up and I was like, oh, this will be great. Like, we have a house down there. That's Ace's birthday weekend. I think it would be cool if you could come down as well. Mm-hmm. Initially, we were supposed to go one weekend that Ace was not available to go to. And so I was like, well, let's plan this. I'll go down there with them for that weekend. I'll extend my time and you meet me down there in the middle of the week and we spend the rest of the week there. That was the initial plan. And
you couldn't go because you had gym show.
Right. Yeah. We had to move.
Well, nobody could go.
Right, nobody. We couldn't do that weekend because of work. So we moved it forward to another weekend, the very next weekend, with that being the week after your birthday. Mm-hmm. And now you didn't have any plans. You didn't have to work. So you were able to go. Mm-hmm. So we were going to be down there during the same time. And so I was trying to figure out how, this would work, me splitting my time, because originally I had offered our house to my friends. And while two of them were in agreement with it and was ready to just roll with the punches and whatever we decided, one other person wasn't because they wanted water. That was her only preference. Mm-hmm. She wanted to be by water. And we were like, okay, fine. So we ended up choosing an Airbnb that had a pool. And the hard part for me was trying to figure out how I was going to spend time with them and spend time with you without either parties feeling like I abandoned them. Yeah. And so originally, after they picked the house, before I paid, I was like, you know what? I think that I'm just going to stay at the house and just meet y'all out, whatever we do. And I had a friend call me and let me know that she felt a way about my decision and thought that, you know, I was abandoning the group because she wanted to hang out with her friend and I wasn't giving her the opportunity to hang out with her friend in the way that she thought it was going to go. Mm-hmm. I felt guilty about that because I'm also in the season of continuing to build relationships with people. And this is this person is somebody that I want to continue to grow a friendship with. And so I didn't want her to feel a type of way. So I had decided that I would spend 2 nights with my friends and then spend the rest of the time with Ace. And I thought I relayed that message to Ace, but apparently I didn't. And it came back up the day that we were leaving. Mm-hmm. And Ace was hurt by it, very visibly hurt. And I felt extremely bad. She didn't talk to me, barely interacted with me for the first part of the trip, even like the traveling there, like at the airport, all the things. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's how it started. Would you like to?
Yeah, I think with me not saying much of anything, it was like disappointment. It was hurt. It was surprise because the last thing we had talked about was this, like you would just stay at the house and then go out with them. And then it was just trying to organize words and feelings in order to relay, you know, what I wanted to use. So, you know, me not talking is just, I don't want to say anything bad. I don't want to say anything out of pocket. I don't want to say anything that would hurt your feelings because my feelings were hurt. And talking about it without processing it is not a good idea. So that was the reason for me being more, more silent, more quiet. I also wrestle with it too, because I do want you to form those bonds and I understand how important that is to you. But at the same time, like, you know, when we ended up talking about it, it's like, if any of the people that you were with had their significant other there, would they have stayed with each other? Like, especially if we know it was 2 guys and then it was 2 girls, you and another female. And so if the guys had a girl and they told their girl, hey, I'm going to spend the night with these 3 people, like I don't know that it would have necessarily fly. It would have flown. It wouldn't have went over well. And so, you know, thinking about that aspect of it and thinking about like, I wouldn't have even cared if you came home at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, like just come home and like sleep with me. And then on top of that, yes, I had to work, but I ended up being at the house basically 2 days by myself. Like all of those things were just like, this just doesn't feel right. You know, I understand that it's important to 2 days. Well, the day we got there and then the next day.
But I came home the middle of the day.
Okay. A day and a half.
Sure.
Okay. A day and a half. What was I saying? It didn't feel right. And thinking about all those things was just like, I don't like it. I don't like this. Like, I don't like it. I understand, but I don't like it. And I felt like, you know, I was down there and like, I just felt like you should have like at least spent the night with me. Like during the day, I don't think it would have been an issue, but the spending the night was the thing. Yeah. And for those people who were like, well, that wasn't the original plan. Yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with us in our relationship. Like, that's how I feel. Like, well, if you weren't down there, like you weren't going to go and that was going to be the plan, but you know, plans change and things fluctuate and are different, when plans change. And so, that was my whole thing on it. Like I could never imagine being down there with Laren in a separate space and saying, I'm spending the night with Laren instead of coming home to spend the night with you. And that's another thing I was thinking. Like I was trying to rationalize it in every which way I could, and I just could not. I couldn't do it, you know? And I'm fighting I'm fighting for my life with this gnat. I'm sorry. And I was just feeling a way about it, you know? And I don't know, I guess I'm interested in, even though we kind of talked about it, hearing your thoughts after having more time to think about it. Do you feel like I was wrong? And it's not about right or wrong, but do you feel like I was wrong? You were right. I was wrong. Like, how would you do it any differently? After having our conversation, what was your thought process like about how to handle it, and maybe how differently to handle it in the future? Or would you handle it any differently in the future?
I definitely would have handled it differently in the future. One of the things that came to my mind was like, me and two of my other best friends were trying to plan a trip around this time, actually. Together, it would have been our like second girls trip or first. I don't know. I don't remember. But we were trying to plan a trip, and one of us is married, and she was making up all these excuses as to why she couldn't do things, why she doesn't say certain things. And we're just like, girl, it's a girls trip. Like, you know, your husband will be okay. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and she said something that kind of like sticks with me now. It's like, I'm married now, so I have to move differently. And even though we're not married, we're definitely on that track, and our relationship is at that level. So I also have to move differently. I didn't understand that then. And I was like looking at the situation like, girl, what? But now I'm just like, like this is what she means by it. So, like I said, I definitely would have, if I could go back, I would do some things differently. And
you care to elaborate on those things? Yeah,
like set boundaries for our relationship. Stick to those boundaries, because I tried to set that boundary and then I got talked out of it. So sticking to that boundary of like, hey y'all, like I'm gonna be out there with y'all too, but it's also my girl's birthday, so I'm gonna be spending time with her and then link up with y'all when we make the plans. And that's definitely what I would have done differently. I've actually had a conversation with one of my friends that I was out there with, and he was like, oh, no. Me and so-and-so were like cool with it. We understood where you were coming from, and we don't feel no type of way. Like, that's your girl. Do your thing. You know, we like her. I'm glad she came out with us that one night. And it was her birthday. You should have been over there anyway. And, that was validating, because my biggest thing, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, especially the feelings of people that I'm trying to build a relationship. But in that same breath, I didn't want to hurt your feelings, and I ended up hurting your feelings as well. And so I hated myself for don't
hate yourself.
I did though. I hated myself for a whole day. Like, I couldn't even have fun because my girlfriend wasn't talking to me, and I was trying to have fun with these people, but I'm not having fun because all I'm thinking about is you.
Yeah. I know it's a tough situation. I mean, it's a tough situation for me, especially knowing how important your friends and stuff are to you. But I think at the end of the day, after talking through it and thinking about it, like, it was like, okay, that's a boundary that needs to be set, especially if we're moving, like you said earlier, if we're moving in the direction of getting married and being together forever. And I think that may be hard for people that are single to understand. And I think once you get into a relationship, you understand it a little bit better. But when you start talking about marriage, you know what I'm saying? That's when you really, really understand. And I guess that's where the saying kind of comes from. If it's married people shouldn't have single friends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's not negative, although it may come off as negative, but you're going to move different, and your friends are going to feel some kind of way because they don't understand like how you need to move when you're married like that. Like, those are your friends, but it's like God, family, your significant other, friends. In my opinion, that's how the kind of the hierarchy would or should go. So I'm just appreciative that we were able to work through that and kind of gain an understanding I don't know. Did you have a chance to speak to your other friend about it, or you just kind of left it alone?
I left it alone.
Okay.
After I talked to the one friend about it, and he confirmed some things for me, the same things that I was thinking. I just left it alone.
Okay.
Just moving forward, I just know to move the way that works for me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So that was that's why this topic of conversation came up, but it also kind of touches on what we're getting ready to go out of town, right? Because we're going out of town with my cousins, and I haven't been out of town with family in a very long time. Like, I don't think we've ever been on a trip together. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I went
not a family reunion.
The last time it was weird. Last time we went on a trip is a wedding, and that's that's I don't even know if that counts as such, but I'm excited. I'm excited to hang out with them. We have this chat going. We have this chat going that we've just been, throwing around ideas like what we're going to do, how we should move, how we're going to do it. And that brings me to when you're traveling with your family, like what the boundaries, like obviously we want to hang out, but also we want to respect the fact that they might not want to hang out every second of the day.
They don't. They already told us.
We don't want to necessarily hang out every second of the day. But how do you what's the safe
happy medium between the two?
Yeah, so that everybody feels like happy about it.
Yeah, like it feels like a group trip, but we're also doing our own thing.
Correct.
So we have a few things planned. We definitely want to go out to dinner one of the nights. Probably do a brunch. We want to do a pool party, which is something that I've been wanting to do anyway. So,
you haven't done a Vegas pool party?
No,
I did. I was just like, eh.
But I mean, I just still want to experience it with people that I like.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it for you. I was just, me. I'm not a partier. Yeah. So it's a lot for me.
I mean, I think during like a brunch time with good food, chilling. Yeah. I think it'll be cool. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, like having a few activities planned together and then like doing your own thing. And then if we meet up later at an unplanned time, then we just do. Okay. Yeah.
So I have the feeling that Sunday is going to be like the hangout day, and the rest of the time, I mean, especially since they have other things going on, I feel like the rest of the time is just going to be whatever. It's probably going to be in the form of, hey, we're just letting you know this. We're just letting you know this is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. If y'all want to come. If you don't. Like, I don't ever want anybody to feel pressured to be like, oh my God, I'm so sick of hanging out with them. Can we just do our own thing? That's not, I'm not looking for that at all. Like in the least way. So what about, kind of going back to New Orleans, is alone time allowed on vacation?
What do you mean?
Alone time, like you being by yourself. Is that a thing on vacation?
Like if we were in a city together and I was like, okay, I'm going to go do this one thing by myself. No. Not for me. Not for me. Not right now. No.
Okay.
No, No. Because like, I don't like being alone for real anyway.
Yes.
And if we're traveling somewhere, I want to experience things with you, not without you. I don't want to have to come back and tell you about how it was. I want to be able to have those shared memories.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's a good question, I think, because, previous to you, there was lots of alone time, especially at night because she was in the casino. So, and I hated it. So it was a question to be asked, but I wonder as you get married, as your relationship progresses, do you need that or do you want that? I don't think that's anything that I would ever really want to deal with or want, but you might.
No, I don't think on vacation I would want that, but like in real life, like day-to-day life, at some point I'm going to need to do like my own thing sometimes. But on vacation, nah. No, especially not to a place that we haven't not gone to before. Mm-hmm. But even if it's some place where we've gone to before, New Orleans, I would never be like, all right, see, I'm going to Miss Annette's.
Okay.
Like, what? Is it Anita?
It's Miss Annette, but
Annette. Okay,
yeah, I
Miss
mean,
Annette.
but that's not the name of her restaurant.
Right,
But,
but
it is
you
Miss
know what I'm
Annette.
talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
It sounds crazy, right? But I know there's people out there that do it, and I can't wrap my head around
That's
it either.
because I feel like they probably have a different, I mean, they're different personalities and things like that. Me and you, our love languages are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You know, so we like the quality time. We like, you know, doing activities and stuff together. So I don't think that is ever something that, I mean, people's love languages and things change over time,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that is something that we're going to struggle with.
Do you think that this is a switching topic? I don't think we're going to struggle with either, but do you think that we are better when we plan, or do you like planning, or do you just like spur of the moment? Like, let's just
not on vacation. I don't like spur of the moment on vacation because I feel like too much time will pass, and by the time you like, oh yeah, let's do this, either it's booked up, it's the wrong day. Like, no, I want to plan for it because I also want to have the correct outfits for it. Like, had we not planned horseback riding, what would I have worn?
What?
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when we were in Cozumel.
Because I know, but you plan, your outfits are planned
based on what I'm doing. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And I think that that's rational.
Okay.
You know, but yes, I'm a planner. Sometimes, you know, a soft itinerary is enough. A soft itinerary is enough because I do like spontaneous things, but like big activities, like things that you have to pay for, things that you have to book, I feel like should be planned out. Dinner, that you can like, oh yeah, we can go to dinner, or do you want to stay in? Doesn't matter. You can go to a restaurant and, you know, unless it's like a really, really popular restaurant, then, you know, obviously you have to make some arrangements for that. But stuff like that, no, like you don't have to, no, but soft itineraries is my jam. I like soft itineraries. What about you? You're not a planner.
Sure. It depends to a degree, because I when I go there, I always have something in mind that I want to do. Like I want to go see the last of the Cirque du Soleil that I need to go see.
Which one is it? What did we watch? What did we go see?
Ka.
Oh, that was Ka. I was talking about that with my coworker the other day, and we thought it was O that I went to go see.
O is the most expensive one, which is why it hasn't gotten seen yet. It's like $150 per ticket, if not more. And that's for the cheap seats. So I want to have that in my head to at least explore what the tickets are. And then also the new one is, I think it's called the Big Apple. So I would like to go see one or the other of those. I also had in my head to go to shooting range.
Oh yeah.
I talked about that.
I definitely want to do that.
Yeah, I talked about that. And then because it's such a short time, anything after that, like, is fine. Like, I don't really care. But my soft itinerary is having a list of things in my head that we could possibly go do. I always want to go to the taco place. Not sure if that's going to happen this time again because it's a shorter time. Usually Vegas for me, 5-6 days, because one of those days I don't want to do anything. I want to chill in the hotel room, maybe go to the casino. So the other 4 days is full of like sightseeing and walking around. Like, Vegas is just my shit. I love Vegas so much.
You do love Vegas.
I really do. Here's another question for you. What, if anything, would be a red flag if we weren't in a deep relationship, would be like a red flag for you or a deal breaker, as far as traveling, going
to the airport late.
Oh, period.
If you just slow when it's time to like get moving to get to the airport.
I cannot. I ain't, let me knock on wood, I've never missed a flight. And I hear about people missing flights all the time.
I missed a flight one time.
That was enough for you.
That was enough.
I can't do, because it starts your vacation off on such a terrible ass note. Hell no. And I hope that it never happens. But usually I'm so paranoid. Like, we leave at 5:00 in the morning on Sunday. Who's going to sleep?
I'm not. I never sleep before a trip.
Like, I'm always waking up, seeing what time it is, And then I'd be scared because sometimes you set this alarm and it be on PM and not AM, like all the things. So I guess it'll be more like a nap. Hoping that we'll be packed so we can just walk out the door.
Bruh, we will be. Okay. We will be. We'll be packed before we leave.
Okay.
What are one of your red flags, or how many red flags do you have when it comes to traveling?
biggest red flag is just too much drinking, but you know that, and too much drinking and gambling. Those two are forever going to be red flags for me.
Is that just to Vegas specifically?
No, period. Like if we were on a cruise and it was just too much drinking, it's just
and this is why I feel like I can't drink around you.
You can't drink around me.
I mean, I know I take a couple drinks, but like I feel like I can't, like, not that I plan to get drunk anyway. Like that's never the goal of mine. Mm-hmm. But like if I want to get tipsy or something, I feel like I can't.
I don't want you to feel like that, but I appreciate your thoughtfulness surrounding it, knowing, you know, what has happened in the past. But I just think it's just a balance. Like if we go on vacation and you're drunk every day, no, for me, that's a problem. Like that's a problem for me. That's going to send up a red flag. But if you go on vacation and like have a drink and get drunk once or twice and it's a 5 or 6 day vacation, you know, that's cool. I think I'm very in tune with what it looks like when a habit starts to form, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like you have those characteristics, or I don't feel like you would form such a bad habit. But unfortunately, especially because my dad was an alcoholic way previous to when I was born, it's just a trigger for me. And
that's why I try to stay mindful of it and all the things. But like, I'm just gonna have to step off with Lexi. This will be the time to like go ahead and do my own thing, but I wouldn't be alone. But
yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't want you to feel like that. I appreciate, you know, the awareness, but I don't want it to be a burden for you. You know, it's just, I mean, it's my own shit that I have to deal with. But I think if I ever felt like it was something that was getting out of hand, we have a safe space built where I can come to you with it.
Yeah.
Whereas previously I said something about it and it was an immediate snap off, like an immediate wall and argument. And that's how I knew it was an issue, because anybody that doesn't have an issue, then it's going to be like, okay, you know, it's all good. I got you. I'm good. You got an issue with it. It's a problem, you know? So, yeah, that's a vacation red flag for me. And it will always be probably, unfortunately.
Do you have another one?
Besides those, the gambling and the drinking?
Yeah. Because I feel like I cut you off.
No, I don't think I have another one. I feel like vacation should feel more like freedom than jail. And so, you know, I realize some things may happen on vacation that wouldn't necessarily happen, you know, when we're here. I don't know what that is, but I realize that's the case. Like we like to be, you know, not sober more often than not. And I'm not talking about drinking. And I feel like that's nothing that would necessarily happen here. And I feel like that's fine. It's vacation. Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, and like you said, the missing the flights and the being late, like I'm just thinking about somebody in my head right now that I couldn't travel with because they're slow and they late to everything.
I
can't do it.
Shoot, one of my friends was giving me anxiety and I didn't even leave on the same day to go to New Orleans. And I will never travel with him.
Ooh, I can't do it. Yeah, it's too much. And then being nonchalant about it, you will get left.
Yeah.
Nah. Missing flight, all bets are off when you're talking about trying to catch a flight.
Yeah.
Like for real. And I'm typically not like, I'll wait for you, but not on these flights.
Thinking about Seattle for you.
Oh, when we left and almost wait.
You went with JaVale and Samantha.
Oh yeah. And I don't even know how we ended up being late. But if we wouldn't have, I went and got Clear and then added them. And then that's how we got through the line. The line was stupid. We would have missed our flight. We walked up at the end of when they were calling people. Mm. And Meek ass wanted to get a burger. I'm like, bro, you don't have time to get a burger. What are you doing? You think these people gonna wait on you? No, they're not. They're gonna shut this door. So yeah, that was, But anyway, I digress to a different topic. What else we got? How do you think, and this will be like the last one because we're almost at an hour. What should communication look like when you're on vacation? And how do you combat getting into an argument? Like we haven't argued That's another red flag. I'm sorry. It just brought it up. The arguments and
how can you
stuff.
argue when you're in such a happy
Bruh,
place?
I have no clue, but guaranteed it happened.
Yeah, I know. I believe that. Communication, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. What should that look like, and how do you avoid, I guess should be the question, the arguments?
We're always together. So the lack of communication is not a thing for me. And I say that because I know you're talking about the other side of it, of like, yes, conversation. Mm-hmm. However, I've been in relationships where somebody would go on vacation and I would be still at home and I wouldn't hear from them. So that's a fucking no-no. That is a no-no. But I know that's not what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that's a good point though.
Yes.
That's some bullshit.
Yes. How do you avoid arguments on a trip? I think, I mean, shit. Y'all need to already be working on y'all relationship to begin with. I feel like in order to prevent that from happening, because if it does arise, because things like disagreements do come up or whatever, but learning how to navigate that and talking in calm voices and like trying to see where things are going, like see where the other person is coming from, is huge. I think that when it came to New Orleans and you didn't speak to me when I was with my friends, it was a huge trigger for me because like we always talk. So like when I don't get anything but one word answers from you, I'm just like, this is bad.
But do you understand do you understand why I felt like I had to keep things brief?
I don't know why I don't understand why you had to keep things brief, but I do know that when it comes to resolving things, we handle it differently. I want to handle it right away. You sometimes need time. Yeah. And this was one of those moments where you needed time and I wasn't prepared for you to give me time in each other's absence. So it felt like you didn't want to be with me. Like it was so triggering. Like it was going to be the end of a relationship. No. Like that's why I told extreme,
you. I know, but that's why I told you when I went to the bookstore to like work, whatever. I was like, I can, just because I'm upset with you and you're not talking doesn't mean and we're not talking doesn't mean I love you any less or that anything is going to happen to our relationship. It's just a rocky moment in time. That's it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that to you.
Well, I get it and I appreciate that, but like you said, we handle things a lot differently. We handle conflict that comes up a lot differently. And oftentimes it's hard for me to talk about it. If I do talk about it, I need time to process it and think about it and to formulate it in a way that's not hurtful to you. Because I can have an asshole, sharp ass tongue.
I'm waiting for that other Gemini side to come out.
Nah, I don't want to do that. And that violates our safe space treaty.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want to do that because I can say a lot of smart shit, and I don't, because that's not how I want our relationship to be. I want us to always have a safe space to be able to talk to each other. And when you start to lash out and say things to hurt the other person because you're hurt, that's how you slowly start to like disintegrate that safe space. Right. And it's not worth it just for me to feel better to make you feel bad. That's not worth it at all. That, to me, is stupid. Right. So, but yeah. Anything else?
The question that you asked me was like how the communication. So, so for you, what does that
look like?
Yeah.
What I would like it to look like is less time on our phones, which I know is hard.
Yeah.
And more time having good conversation. Like every time we are talking and we laugh out loud with each other, I love it because I feel like I haven't really had that much before. Not even talking about my last relationship, just in general. Like, do people really like laugh with their partners like that? And it's such a good feeling. And even like sometimes when I hear those questions on Love Island or just whatever we're watching and I ask you, it's because I like to have deep conversations like that to further understand you and to further understand where you're coming from. And I would hope that, you want to ask me the same and understand the same. And so for me, again, it's putting the phone down, taking time to just sit together and enjoy whatever we're doing, talking, asking questions, sightseeing, walking around, take a couple pictures here and there for the moment. And yeah, that's kind of what I view it as. But I say I want to get rid of this phone, and I can't even let the damn thing go. Like, I find myself just when we're watching TV, just picking it up, and I'm like, let me put the phone down. I'll pick it up again. I'm like, let me put the phone down. Like, it's such a terrible habit. One that I really, really want to break very badly, especially when we're spending time with each other.
I agree.
Yeah. That's it. Not that anybody ever, listens to the end anyway, but if you do, that's it.
All
right, y'all. Well, thanks for tuning in, and happy Juneteenth Reloaded, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace, y'all.
She got a body like a temple, even though she drives me crazy. I tell everyone that's my baby.